Hi everybody, we're live. Welcome to our Dietitians chat. They are just getting set now, so I'll try and give everyone a bit of a peek at what's going to be going on. But yeah, we've just got a few members having a few questions before we start, but the actual presentation will be kicking off at about 6:30, so in a few minutes. So the moment the weightlifting class is just wrapping up. As soon as that's wrapped up, we should have a few members that are sitting in to see this in person, but of course anyone else is welcome as well. I'm just going to say that if anyone that wants to make a comment or a question, please let us know. I will write a comment to say, please let me know if you have any questions. So, hey Anita, how you going? Good to have you here. This is CrossFit Duality. These are my dietitians. For those that don't know Anita, she's an occupational therapist. She's working in the NDIS field as well, so welcome. Oh, hey Jordan. Hey Jordan, so we're getting a few people in now. It's good to see. So we're going to be recording on the camera. So this is going to be recording live. Welcome Jordan, by the way. I hope you get something out of it. So, you want to be on the Facebook Live? She doesn't want to be on the Yeah.
Are you streaming it or are you recording it?
So I'm streaming it and I'm recording it. So guys, the event will be streamed and recorded. So I'll be putting up a recording on YouTube. That's what that camera's for. This camera is for you guys to ask questions and for me to relay to the dietitians. So for those that don't know much about CrossFit, this is CrossFit Duality space. And yeah, very welcoming of new members. So please come along and give it a trial. You don't know CrossFit until you've tried it. That's Rowan, he's the weightlifting coach. Hey Rowan. You hanging around, Mel? You gotta go?
Yeah, I've been here since 4:30.
Oh, really?
But I'm streaming.
Yeah. I think most of the crew is going to be streaming. So,
Oh, that's good. Is it actually like are you recording it? You
so we're currently live. So,
No, that's cool. Yeah,
Yep.
I'll watch it when I get home.
awesome. I might even try. Do you guys want to hang on to that? And I'm just going to set up a little somewhere to. No, it's live streaming.
Oh, good eye.
Oh, great.
So we're live streaming.
Okay.
Can you hang on to that?
Yeah. All right.
Is it on you?
It's on there. Yeah.
Should we show our face? But you have to organise it.
We've got our masks on because we're COVID safe.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Don't worry, you're not on it.
See you. Thank you. Bye.
I might go get some chairs.
Yep.
Did you want me to help you?
No, that's all right.
Hello. Are you guys staying?
I wish I could. No, I've got stuff I've got to get done. I'm spewing.
Live stream. Bye.
Yeah. We're in... No, it's facing me. It's facing me, don't you worry.
So does that mean it'll be on the page later?
I hope so, yeah. He's recording it as well. So yeah, on that though.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But yeah, you don't have to be, it's just us. I think it's gonna be of us, so yeah.
I will try and check that out then.
Yeah, no, please do. Yeah, absolutely.
Nutritionist for free.
Yeah, that's the thing. No, I mean dietitian. But no, just a bit more qualified. So.
Yeah, I always forget.
No,
It's so different.
it's fine. I wouldn't know half the time between a PT or XFIS or whatnot, all the other ones as well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And they've all got their own little things going on. There's all different stuff happening.
Yup.
But yeah, no, have a good talk. And
Oh, we shall. Thank
I'll see if I
you.
can watch it.
Yeah, please.
See you later.
See you.
See ya.
Oh, someone dropped.
Huh?
There's one person. Hi, Jordan. If you're watching, hi.
Yeah, look, most of the people are going to be via the recording or the
That's what they would just say when they
yeah.
want to watch the record.
Just wait for these guys. You ready to grab a seat? Yeah. Unless you want to stand.
You can ask us any question you want, basically. So, or whatever. But it's thank you. Or not.
All right.
Yeah.
We've got some flies here for you as well.
have to ask a curly question.
If they want, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. You better put on a mask. Just chuck on that.
I'm not going to add these ones.
All wearing masks for COVID days. So.
You go get my pretty mask.
Is this for us to sit on?
No, I just put that there.
To stand on?
No, you're good. You're good. I was actually going to put this on that, but I think where you guys are standing now is good.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, shall we start?
Alright.
We should start.
Thank you both for coming. My name is Steph, this is Sammy, and we're both accredited practicing dietitians, and we're really excited to be here to talk to you about performance nutrition, weight loss, how to lose weight, and optimizing nutrition for doing CrossFit, which is obviously what you do. A little bit about me. So I did a nutrition course at uni, and then I went on to do a master's degree to become a dietitian, and now I work at Test, obviously with Rhonda, and I also do clinical research in vascular disease. So that's a little bit about me, and then I'll hand over to Sammy.
Yeah, so I'm sort of similar. I mean, I do have a little bit of a sporting background as well. I've done, competed in futsal, like indoor soccer, at national level. I've done soccer quite competitively. I'm right into running at the moment, so I'm doing a half marathon on the weekend, which is pretty scary. But I've been looking after my nutrition and training, so I should be okay. But yeah, basically it was kind of my love of soccer and sport and running and all that, as well as my love for nutrition, come together and done this whole performance nutrition thing. So yeah, we're here with Roger at Test now as the dietitians, which is super exciting. I did the same degree as Steph with the Master
We
of
actually went to
Dietetics.
uni together.
Yeah, so it's really good. But yeah, we're super excited to talk to you guys about all that, and
everyone here.
Yeah, we're getting a few members come on board. We've got also quite a few people from Queensland Health, so they've come to say hello, and hopefully they get something on it. Well, yeah, they're really starting to pour in now. We've got Rada, we've got Stephen Luke, who used to be my boss. He's now retired, the old man. Yeah, welcome everybody.
Well, Steph's just going to explain the services a bit more.
Just wanted to explain a little bit about the services that we have at TESS, or particularly the dietetic service that we have at TESS, which is our area. So we basically do one-on-one consults with the client and the dietitian, and we do it through telehealth. So it's all online, it's all remote because of COVID safe. And we also do so in that consult, we want to get to know a little bit more about you, your eating habits, your exercising habits, all that sort of thing. And Roger obviously does the resting metabolic testing, which is it calculates the fancy machine that calculates how many calories you burn just at rest doing nothing, and on top of that we factor in how much exercise you're doing, and what you do for work, and are you sedentary or are you moving around all day. So those are the sorts of things that we like to gather during our consults, and from that we're able to create a meal plan that's personalised for you, and that's going to help you reach your goals and whatever that may be. Maybe you wanted to lose a bit of weight, maybe you want to put on a bit of muscle, whatever that is. That's what our consults are for. And a thing that we've recently started doing is we call it Discovery Call. So it's a 10-minute free phone call or a video call, just to see if the dietitian is the right fit for you. You just ask questions, whatever you like, in that 10-minute free phone call, and then you can go from there if you decide you want to go on to have a consult, or you're not interested. That's also okay. And I thought I'd just talk about the difference between a dietitian and a nutritionist. So, do you guys know what the difference is?
No.
No? So I think the terms are quite used interchangeably. So in Australia, the term nutritionist is not regulated at all. So there's no governing body that's to say you're a nutritionist because you've got this degree and that. So it can be someone that's gone and done a 3-year university degree that's calling themselves a nutritionist, or it can be someone that's done a 2-week online course, or it could be someone that's just very interested in nutrition and done a diet that's worked for them. They can advertise themselves as a nutritionist. So as you might know, there's a lot of misinformation online in the nutrition space. There's always a new diet that works for some people. There's always something new, all this foods that you should eat and what you shouldn't eat. So it's really important that you get your information from a credible source, and as a dietitian we're trained to practice with evidence-based practice, which means that we use the most up-to-date evidence in the field at the moment. So you know that what your nutrition advice is always valid. Alright, so since we're at a CrossFit gym, Sam's going to tell you a little bit more about nutrition and CrossFit.
Literally in this lovely CrossFit gym, performance nutrition is definitely important then in that in the scheme of things. So thinking about CrossFit, you guys did it this afternoon in your training, did a bit of cardio, did a bit of like weightlifting. So it's that a bit of aerobic and a bit of anaerobic training, bit of both put together. So that means it needs specific nutrition for that exact thing. No sport's the same, so CrossFit in itself, bit of both. So thinking about nutrition in general, like today, I'm only going to be speaking about, I suppose, the most important things, most generalised things, because one-on-one consulting is needed to do very personalised stuff. But in general, I've got like 4 main tips to be thinking about for performance nutrition. So number 1, which is the most important hands down, is your macronutrients for sure, hands down. So that includes your protein, carbs, and fats. And generally we speak about it as like a split, a macronutrient split. So the different ratios that should be included in your diet. It definitely depends on like what kind of activity you're doing. So CrossFit, probably aiming for more like higher in the carbohydrate department than you would be for like fat maybe, because you're doing more, definitely more higher intensity at times. But then it definitely depends on your goals as well. So are you looking for a bit of weight loss? Are you looking for a bit of muscle gain? So you just need to adapt those ratios accordingly. And I mean, you can do that yourself if you've got like an app. You can do some tracking yourself and see how you're going, and track your weight as well, or those sorts of things. I mean, it's hard to do it that way, but you definitely can do it that way. Otherwise we can do like a meal plan for you and set it all out, and that takes the guesswork out of a lot of that. So yeah, we would come up with the calories you need and the macronutrients you need to then meet that goal that you're after. Yeah, but in general, like I said, probably higher in the carbohydrates, pretty decent for the protein, so we're gaining muscle. Generally, that's what people are after here. And then yeah, moderate fat, I'd say. Yeah, and that's in the macronutrient department, making sure you're definitely fueling adequately all the time to be able to train properly. Number 2 would be your hydration, which is so no one thinks about hydration too much, it's really tough because I know, like, you'd be sweating a lot out here. If you lose even I think it's 2% of your weight in fluid, that can dramatically decrease your performance. So keeping hydrated throughout the day, but also during your training, if you even get a couple of minutes break or 30 seconds, whatever it is that they give you here, you want to be taking in a bit of water and even some carbohydrate-rich and electrolyte-rich water, so a sports drink or something like that would be ideal. Definitely, yeah. But hydration, don't underestimate it. You want to be doing your best during your training, as well as in your recovery. So hydration all around would be great. And then, yeah, number 3 is your pre-workout or that sort of meal that you're having in the hours leading up to your training. So I'm thinking maybe, like, if you're training in the morning, for example, the night before you want to make sure you're having a nice carbohydrate-rich meal with decent protein as well, and a bit of healthy fats, as well as some lovely fruit and vegetables to meet your fibre and your micronutrient requirements. So having that the night before to fuel your session in the morning. Yeah, and that's just like, really nice general healthy meal. And then in the morning if you do have, a couple of hours before your training, you want to be having a nice carbohydrate-rich meal that is lower in fat and lower in fibre. So good example could be something like a smoothie, like a protein carby smoothie, having some like honey on toast with a banana, having like some protein oats could be nice, or some nice like fruit and a bit of protein, something like that would be great. Like eggs and fruit, something like that if you're interested in that. But having that at least like 2 to 3 hours before would be ideal to let your tummy have time to digest it and get the energy you need from that. And then, in the hour of leading up to is still an important time to have some carbohydrates, and especially if they're very easily digestible. So having a sports drink or a sports gel or like a chocolate milk, or kind of think of things. Sports drink, something really like fluid and easy to digest and absorb, so you've got the energy you need by the time you're working out. So that's number 3. Number 4 would definitely be your post-workout as well. So, in the hours after, you definitely want to be having enough protein and enough carbs and then the fluid as well, super important. So yeah, you need that not only to, replenish your carbohydrate stores in your muscles and in your liver, so that when you go to work out tomorrow or that afternoon, you've actually got something in there. You've got some stores ready to go to then burn it out again, basically. So having lots of carbohydrates is great after workout. And then your protein as well is super important, especially a high quality protein. So if it's like from an animal source or a protein powder, generally better. But obviously there are other options as well. Really high quality protein, and at least, definitely like that was so super general and like fast and like, but we want to get some questions, so that's why I was punching it out quickly. But do you guys have any specific questions around like what you definitely should be eating after, what's a good meal, or anything like that at all? Happy to.
I think you sparked a question for me.
Yeah.
So I train first thing in the morning.
Yes.
So I train fasted, basically.
Yes.
So I get up, I don't usually get up early enough to have a banana or something like that before training.
How long do you have?
Probably 45 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
I train at 5:30, so
Yep.
I don't get up ultra early
Yep.
to go to a 5:30 class.
Yep.
So obviously I come in fasted every day. I don't drink a lot before I come training. I probably drink during training and then when I leave.
Yep.
But is there anything we should be focusing? I think you touched on it the night before.
Yeah, 100%.
So should I be having a supper or something like that? Like I don't think I could fit that much in, but
Yeah, I mean, do you mean more food-wise, or are you meaning more like
both,
energy?
both. Yeah.
Like, if you have a really decent meal, if you know you're going to do like do you train every day, every morning? So definitely having like enough carbs that night would be a good idea. So if you like brown rice, quinoa, even like whole grain pasta or like normal pasta is fine as well. Yeah, we try to go for the more whole grain as dietitians because very good for your gut health as well, which little do people know is actually really good for like, you know, general healthy as well as like weight loss and things like that. But yeah, having nice carbohydrates, very important for like early morning training. Good protein, so at least 20 grams, which is
What would 20 grams look like?
like a palm size is what I generally like, and I think cooked weight of like chicken might be like close to like 100 grams. It's normally about a quarter is the amount you get out. But yeah, just in general, so having a really nice meal the night before, like since you're training every morning, every night should be a good meal. And if you, I mean, you could try having a little sip of something like the juice or like Powerade or like coffee even, like just before you go. Try it. If it's not good for your tummy, don't worry.
Milky coffee?
A little bit of milk in it.
Yeah, so that's probably not too much carbohydrates in there.
Yeah, so more milk in a coffee.
If you can tolerate it only.
Okay.
You can try, it takes some time for your tummy to like kind of adapt. That sounds funny, but like to get used to training like with a full tummy or a bit of something in your tummy. But trial it, and if it sucks, then you don't have to. But it definitely helps your performance when you are training. So see what you can manage. Not everyone's tummy's a bit different. So yeah, but yeah, like juice, coffee, bit of sports drink, chocolate milk. Yeah, there's some good examples. Something liquid generally is better. It'll digest quicker, obviously. Yeah.
Are you pretty sedentary during the day?
Yeah, a lot of my job is behind a desk. Like I do get up, get down, but predominantly it is with a desk and a computer. So you're the same. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like after do you have some time to prep something as well? Like definitely the after nutrition's almost just as important. But
Try and
even
prep my morning tea, lunch, and my afternoon tea. And generally that's vegetables and a protein and some fruit.
Beautiful.
Between.
That sounds good.
That sounds good. Definitely, if you a little fruit before maybe on your way to the gym would be helpful.
What about that? Yeah.
But only if you can tolerate it. Some people don't like to have something in their tummy before they start working out.
I can do a banana.
Banana's pretty high GI and digestive. Yeah.
The ripe banana.
Yeah, don't go the green. Don't go green. Doesn't digest very well.
No, but yeah, if I
Yeah.
I think that is like a banana.
Yeah, little lady finger or something.
Yeah.
Any questions on there at all?
So I'm just reaching out now. If anyone's got any questions, please ask away.
Yeah, I was wondering, because like I run in the morning and stuff, so I said I have a banana, so I'm not totally fasted. But I train here like in the evenings. But if it's like a lot of cardio and that, I can't eat 2 or 3 hours before.
It's still too.
It's still too,
yeah.
So even like that window is still
Yeah.
too short.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering, do you have any suggestions around lunch, like how I can
So is it?
get more nutrition in so that I don't come here and go, oh, I don't feel well.
What does your lunch look like at the moment?
So usually like today I had lentil dal,
That's good.
some crackers with peanut butter and cheese. Yeah. So I try and get enough in, but then it's 5 hours till I come here.
Yeah.
So do you go on a run in the morning and then you go to work, have lunch? Would you have something in the afternoon? No?
Yeah, liquid.
So it was
No,
just your
if
lunch.
I'm coming here, because I'll get sick.
Yeah, so I think in that case it's just important to make sure you have enough carbs again at that lunch meal, just so you can replenish the glycogen or the sugar that's stored in your liver and your muscles.
Yeah.
That would most likely be semi-depleted after your run in the morning. So I would definitely.
Like I go home and have breakfast. But like I generally don't eat all afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Unless it's purely weight, and then I'm fine.
Yeah.
Did you say purely?
So if it's purely like
Weights,
weight training,
I
I'm
said
fine.
purely
I can
grapes.
eat all that.
Grapes. I mean, some like in a liquid, like a smoothie-ish thing could be okay. Like a small one, doesn't have to be a bucket. Like a small kind of protein smoothie that does have some, maybe half a banana or something in it. You could try, like, the best you can do with that sort of thing, like how your tummy tolerates, is to trial different things, because it's not, everyone's is completely different what their like tolerance is for how long. Because I know I'm similar. I can't do running unless it's been like 5 hours or something for a long, long time, which is just me. So I just have like a light, like a small smoothie, or even just a bit of fruit, like something sugary, like carby. Yeah, is a good goal. Yeah. But good question. Yeah, absolutely.
I should have wrote down. I did have questions, but I don't know how to list them at the same time as not pausing the recording.
I remember one that someone did send in earlier was that about like how can you lose weight and also gain muscle at the same time? Because the problem with this is that generally lose weight means being in a deficit, but then also if you want to gain muscle, you should be in a little bit of a surplus. So how does that work? So generally we either do like a very much maintenance weight and maintenance calories, or slightly surplus, just a tiny little bit, like 200 calories or something, very small, just so that you are fueling your training sessions properly and that you have enough energy and enough protein and things like that to then build the muscles and stuff. So that's very general, definitely should be per person.
Yeah, and you need to focus on your protein, because the two main things that sort of stimulate muscle growth is resistance training and having available protein. So you need to be doing resistance training, which in other words, just lifting weights, putting strain on your muscles, and that's going to create those adaptations for your muscles to create more muscle protein. And you need to have that protein available from your diet to be able to facilitate. To be able to facilitate that.
And it should be ideal 20 grams each meal, and you shouldn't have it should be like 3 to 4 hours apart. So breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, for like optimal protein synthesis throughout the day, at least 20 grams to hit that mark that it needs to actually stimulate protein synthesis. If you're hitting below, you're definitely not going to be getting that enough synthesis that you want to have to then grow muscles.
20 grams each meal.
Each meal, which is a lot of protein. So that's why protein powder is something to use best friend, because it's so variable. But chicken, you've got tofu, yogurt, amazing Chobani yogurt. And then exactly, protein powder, nuts and seeds.
I think the problem with having enough protein is some people tend to have a lot of protein in their evening meal.
Yes, not spread out.
But the evidence shows that if you have all your protein in one big bulk meal, you're actually not using all of that for muscle.
Above 20 grams, 20 to 25 grams, above that doesn't do any extra in terms of building muscle. It all just goes to energy.
Your kidneys.
It goes to, don't use it for building muscle, unfortunately. That's bodybuilders wasting their money sometimes, I feel like. Eating half a chicken each meal. Anyway.
So it's probably like best to just to throw in like maybe like 4 or 5 meals of like that. Say you've got 150 grams of protein that you're trying to hit for the day. You want to split that up into equal portions and at spaced times throughout the day.
So 3 to 4, or be even more, that maybe 5 meals or 6 meals you're having a day if it's doing that. Which is
I've been trying.
But take advantage of the Chobani and like any kind of thing like that could be a good way to have snacks in your day, and just being creative with it. Things are nice.
So I've got another question. So upstairs where we're doing like metabolism testing, how can a dietitian help with because one of the main clients that come and see me is people that are trying to lose weight or trying to optimize their body composition, right? How can a dietitian assist in that process?
So I guess it's dependent on what their goal is. So did you say their goal was to lose?
Generally, lose body fat is the goal.
So to lose body fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit, and I guess just knowing the correct deficit to be in that will be our role, and teaching people and educating on what types of foods are good for weight loss. These are things like stay full for longer, so protein, fibre.
Yep.
But that's just a very small.
What would it be? What would you recommend as a deficit per day to be in?
I would probably recommend for someone that's just wanting a healthy and sustainable weight loss, probably looking at 500 calories deficit a day.
Perfect. Yeah.
And that's like half a kilo to a kilo a week. Sustainable weight loss.
Yeah.
Anything too drastic won't likely be sustainable, unfortunately.
Yep.
That's
Definitely.
the ideal. Obviously, everyone's different, but
Yeah. Cool.
And I mean, just like having meal plans are a good idea if you're not sure with that sort of thing. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
But that's just very general. Otherwise, you can do your own tracking and things like that to find your deficit and what works for you and stuff.
Yeah.
But
And also just learning about portion sizes, I think, is a great struggle for some people as well. Just knowing how much is a serve of a certain food. That's one of the things that we do in our consults as well, is teaching people what a serving size looks like for different types of foods.
some people's idea is different to the next.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So I've got a few people that are still watching us via live. If you've got any questions, guys, please ask. We're doing a CrossFit nutrition, but it's any nutrition question really that you would like to know. It's a good opportunity to ask the dietitians. They're being a little bit shy at the moment.
A lot of pasta for a half marathon. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Or rice and veggie.
Yeah, I literally brown rices. I don't know why so many people are against brown rice.
I love brown
I
rice.
love brown rice. Honestly, when I get served white rice, sometimes I'm like, I would rather this look literally like a nice.
brown rice.
Yeah, right.
It's got more flavour,
More
more
flavour.
texture.
I agree, absolutely. Well, I'll be having a lot of that.
Yeah. But yeah, before a race.
Toast.
Let us know if you've got any questions, Jeanette.
Yeah.
It's the same as pasta.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
No, literally. I'm carving up for sure. But yeah, definitely. Anyone else?
We've got a few people on. They're just being very quiet there.
Yeah.
So I have vegetables.
Yes.
So should I be having, so I eat lots of green leafy vegetables, like my Brussels sprouts, my zucchini, my broccoli and everything. Should I be having a rice with that or a starchy vegetable with that as well? Or can I just eat green leafy vegetables?
You definitely want to have a carb source
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. So like potato, sweet potato, pumpkin.
Yeah.
Pumpkin's got not that much carbs in it compared to sweet potato.
Yeah.
Some rice or pasta. You definitely want to have some source of carb.
Whole grains better, obviously. Like you love brown rice.
Yeah. I tend to
Amazing.
put brown rice with my veg cheese. So.
Amazing. Yeah, because it only there is quick back brown rice, the white rice and brown rice takes like 3 times as long for brown rice to be digested in your stomach. Like you will stay full up for way longer if you're eating brown rice, 100%. And it feeds your gut bacteria, which is amazing. Lots of good things about brown rice. Brown rice chat. As well, definitely have some carbs if you're doing like a high intensity. You'll way less fatigued later on in the day as well. Because your carbohydrates are brain fuel as well. They're not just for your muscles, it's for your brain. And to keep try to avoid that 3 p.m. slump, whatever it's called. Definitely gotta have some carbs. Yeah, it helps, and it won't add. If you're worried about adding too many calories or anything, generally shouldn't if you're not overdoing the portion with it. Just decent brown rice is fine. Yeah, for sure.
So we've got Trent's just asked, what's a good healthy snack I can have to assist with sugar cravings?
I like Chobani a lot, and the flavors are awesome. They're pretty low sugar. Popcorn with you could dust a tiny bit of icing sugar on it and a bit of salt.
Or just opt for a natural source of sugar, so a fruit, as opposed to lollies or chocolate.
Strawberries in season.
Yeah.
Go for some strawberries, or something like you can make yourself generally better if you know what's in it. So if you're gonna make something, like, do it yourself. That's my general. I know it's a little bit like it feels more rewarding too when you eat it, I think. So make some like little protein bars for yourself, or make some like bliss balls or something like that. Better than, you'll save money as well. Look up a nice healthy recipe that's low in sugar, you could add that in, but
Yeah. Well, if you're craving sugar, just make sure you're portion controlling, not just going crazy on food. Just knowing how big a portion is and be mindful of what you're putting in your body. I think is a good suggestion.
Yes, I think like from my experience, it's if you have these foods that you say I can't, so say you say I can never eat a Mars bar. The only thing you're going to think about for the next week is a Mars bar, right? So don't limit yourself in that respect, but just be mindful of, as you're saying, portion controlling.
Portion controlling is your friend. You can eat anything as long as you control your portions.
So yeah, if that's the case, if you are just craving non-stop, craving like a Snickers or whatever it is, there's like the little tiny portion thing, but at least you're hitting that craving and you're not going to be blowing out later and binging on something crazy. But yeah, so if it is something that you just can't get your mind off, definitely like go for it. We're not saying, we'll never ever tell you never to eat chocolate again. That's like, I eat chocolate, so why would I tell you not to eat chocolate? But yeah, be mindful about your portion and be smart about it and really enjoy it. Don't just eat it mindfully, like enjoy the chocolate if you're going to have it. And yeah, is that good as well?
I think that answered that really well. Yeah. So as for, what about for competitions? Would you suggest, how would you prepare, like, beforehand and after like a CrossFit competition?
Because they generally go for a couple of hours.
Well, they actually can go for most of the good part of the day. Yeah.
So hydration.
Yeah, and definitely important to be fueling during your workouts as well, if you have breaks in between. And also just dependent on what exact type of exercise you're doing. So if that's very cardio based or sort of very weight heavy explosive movements, there's different ways that you should be preparing for that.
Okay.
So yeah, having like your cart, being prepared. Ideal, have your lunch box set out or something, because you don't know wherever you're going to be doing your compat, you don't know what they're gonna have on store. So definitely be packed with a little lunch box full of like nice carbohydrate rich snacks that'll be easily digestible. Have a sports drink because you'll be losing sweat like crazy, and a bottle of water as well. Things that are going to be helpful for your performance, so that you've tried before as well. Don't go trying anything that you've never eaten before on that day, because you never know, you might be allergic to it or you don't know how it's going to react to it. So try it before and be prepared. Definitely, yeah. Good.
Is anyone any other questions from Facebook community? Got a few people watching, but everyone's quiet. But it's yeah, we're happy to answer any questions regardless of the topic.
Are you ladies competing at all? I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think like the here we go, we've got another one from Trent. Can you recommend any carbohydrate gels that won't cause your stomach to get upset?
It's better tolerated as well. But
yeah, we'll definitely try it on a non-competing day. Let's see how you go.
Yeah.
You might just have to try a couple. Like, everyone's body's definitely different. I think if it's more, there's different sugars in each one, and the ones that are, I think fructose tends to set people's tummy off a bit, so maybe avoid that if you know you're already a bit like sensitive. Yeah, maybe go for one that's more glucose, sucrose based, if that's a possibility. You can read it. And
people generally tend to tolerate glucose really well.
Yeah, I suppose it's also like experimenting a little bit as well. You don't want to try, like, say you got a competition, you don't want to try something, as you said, for the first time that day, like try a few things and see what would work for you. And yeah.
You don't want to stuff up your comp just because you had the wrong thing that morning. I've done that before. For some reason, a BLT is not the best cross-country training fuel. I think I came dead last because I just could not hack it, and it was all my fault. I've been training for months, and I don't know why I thought going out for breakfast that morning was a good idea. But you know, you learn from that, but hopefully from us you can learn to try it at home first, or try it here first in the morning, and
try it in a try it in a training session.
Yes, don't do it on the day. 100%, that's the best thing.
Okay. Any other questions? We've got a few people watching, but everyone's quiet. Yeah. Don't worry, that's the local ghost. Yeah, that often happens around here. How can people get in contact with you if they want extra information? So there's actually a lot of people that have texted me during this conversation saying that they can't access this Facebook Live. If you don't know, this is the first time we've ever done a Facebook Live, so there's going to be teething issues. I hope you can bear with us. I'm recording it, so I will be posting the whole video recording online. It'll be on YouTube, so I'll send out everybody that was interested in the function a link to that. But for those that didn't get their questions answered, what's a good way to get in contact with you?
I think the best way, we've both got Instagram accounts, which is linked on the test website. Otherwise, you can go through the test Facebook page, go through Roger. That would be a good way to get in contact with us.
Yeah.
Roger and ourselves are in pretty regular contact, so that'll be a good way to get a quick response.
Yeah, look up, when you search, look up O2 test, not just test. I think that's what I found out.
Yeah.
You gotta do the O2 in front, but it's good. You can find us straight through like Google search, super easy.
Yeah.
We've got Facebook, Instagram. We've got our own Instagrams, but Roger's got his one as well.
But it's all linked.
Yeah.
We've also got a discovery call. Hey, so the girls, both the girls offer a free discovery call. So you can have a one-on-one consultation for 10 minutes with the girls, and you can, if you weren't comfortable asking questions in front of the crowd or posting up that, I completely can understand that as well. And you can ask personal questions or things that you might want to know on an individual basis with the girls. You can book that in through the test website as well. So
free 10-minute chat. If that suits you, like we can do a full consult if that's something if you like us and if you like what we've got to offer, then 100% that. We can talk more into details about things we said today, like the macro splits and what should I be eating to be in a deficit or gain muscle. Very specific information for that.
Like the discovery call is more so a it's just a little bit of a brief taste of what would be to come from a proper consultation. So realistically, if you're looking for a meal plan and some tailored advice for your needs, I do recommend a full consult. But if you're just wanting to get to know the girls a little bit and about how a dietitian can help, you can feel free to access a 10-minute discovery call. All right. I think we're about to wrap up.
Thanks,
So
everyone.
thank you everybody for coming. And thank you to our awesome crowd making noise. Have we got any last minute questions? Otherwise we're going to end the talk. Just give them a couple of minutes. But like I said, if you do have any questions, please book in a discovery call, send me a message, anything like that we can work with.
Roger,
Yes.
would you recommend going and getting your metabolic testing measuring and finding out how much calories you burn and all that before you went and got like if you were wanting a meal plan for a specific thing?
Yeah.
Would you recommend doing like the whole process?
So, big shout out to Trisha. I know she's just probably lying in the surgery bed. So hello, Trisha. Yeah, I would actually. So I think that's definitely a useful tool. You know, if weight loss is your goal particularly, the reality is if you're going to lose weight, you've got to be in a deficit, and having an individualized caloric intake to supplement the meal plan, it's going to make life a lot easier for the dietitians. They can tailor it for you, and it's going to give you more ownership of what it's going to take to get results as well. So it's definitely a handy tool. So I'm glad you brought that up. That's our sign there. So we do the I'll turn it on myself. So we do the metabolism testing. It goes through via the breath. So a lot of people don't know. It sounds a bit space age, but when you're breathing, that's you're essentially, every time you take a breath, you're breathing out CO2. That carbon, which attaches to the oxygen that you've breathed in, has come from either your glucose or it's come from your fat, right? So that's where it's coming from. It's coming from your own metabolism. It's not just coming out of magic, unfortunately. So yeah, it's an interesting science, and we're definitely here to help you with that. So yeah.
It'll make it a faster way, fast track, like to hopefully weight loss if that's the goal, for example. Otherwise, we can do. We've definitely got some pretty decent calculations that we can stick your weight, height, age, activity level, all that in. But that is based on like general population information, like we were talking about it today. It's an estimate. It's a good estimate. It's not the best. We can get actual numbers, so it's better if we can do that. If you're like very interested in achieving that goal, it's probably the way to go. Yeah, that's for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I recommend. I haven't had one myself, but it's very easy to lay down and relax for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Or so.
Yeah, we're going to be booking our own girls
It's not
in.
like a VO2 max test.
No.
And if you're interested in tracking how you're going over time in terms of your body composition, that's another really good way to really know how you're going in your training. There's no other way to tell. Yeah.
BIA's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, BIA for that. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Thank you guys. If it's
Yep. They're
you're still there.
nice to meet the girls, actually. This is the first time I've met them as well, so we've been in contact for a little while now. But they're definitely valuable parts of the team, so.
We both live down in Brisbane, so.
Yeah. So they both live in Brisbane, and majority of the work they'll be doing with you guys will be via online meetings, right? So you can access their knowledge and expertise from the comfort of your own home, which is probably not a bad idea with the world we're living in at the moment.
Definitely not. You can see anyone from anywhere as well. It's good.
Yeah. Cool. All right, we're going to wrap it up, guys. So thank you. Once again, if you've got any questions, reach out and let us know through Messenger or book in an appointment with the girls. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.